Well, hello there. Now, this is a summary of the 7th week post-op. Now, I have switched to weekly video blogs because I didn't think the daily ones were quite as necessary now that we are past the nasty part of the rehab. I would summarize the first 6 weeks like this. Weeks 1 and 2, hellish. Weeks 3 and 4, marginally less, but still hellish. And then weeks 5 and 6, stuff started to happen that was gave me some light at the end of the tunnel. And at the end of week 6, I was given the authorization to drive. So I was like, whoa! So that meant that I could get back to work just a couple of hours a day, which is where I am right now. It also meant that I am able to get about independently. Now, I had to develop my own little slide up the seat technique to get into the car to begin with. However, that has gotten a bit better as we have gone on, and I can cycle quite okay. I was also given the authorization to go to the pool. So I have been going swimming now for a week or so. Now, what happened to begin with was I was left at the pool whilst husband went to do the shopping because I was still not allowed to drive at this point, but I was allowed to go to the pool. I managed to do 1,200 meters with just arms because I was afraid of using my legs. I went to see the physiotherapist. She said, well, you should be kicking because it'd be good for the leg. So the next time I went to the pool, I decided to try kicking, but I've got to avoid the clickety-clack knocking of the knee, the orthotic implant knocking against itself. So I have had to develop a different technique. I've worked my way through it, and I've got a little knee crossover foot thing going on, and for the next couple of times I went swimming and I did 8 lengths with legs, 8 lengths with not legs. You've got to remember that could be 8, maybe more months since I have been swimming and been able to kick. I've not been able to kick for a long time because my leg has been sore. So yes, I've been building that up gradually, but my arms are just fine and the rest of me will go on forever. And I actually was quite pleased to see that I could still swim faster than a lot of the people in the pool, even with my crappy bionic leg. It also took me a wee while to work out how to get in and out of the pool, and the lifeguards joked with me about a hoist for a while. I was like, no, we're not doing that. No. Anyway, I've negotiated how to get out on the steps on the side of the pool that are cut into the side of the pool. That is fine. Now today, which marks 1 day past 7 weeks post-op, I went to the pool and something really strange happened. I had planned to do 8 lengths kicking, 8 lengths with kicking legs and 8 lengths without legs, and carry on like that, like I had been doing all along. I've always stopped at 32. Now today I got to 64 lengths and 32 of those were kicking. My leg was fine. If I point my toe, so I've got my quad engaged properly, if I point my toe when I'm kicking so that my foot doesn't flap side to side, that way my knee can't twist. And I started swimming and I got to 8 lengths, it felt fine. So I carried on, got to 12, felt fine, carried on, got to 16, felt fine. And I just kept on going. And then I got to 32 and I actually stopped because I thought, right, we need to stop now. However, that made me feel really good because it's like, well, hello, my swimming leg has come to the party. So that made me feel quite encouraged. But on the downside, I have developed a cankle. Now, the reason for that, I think, is because when I came to work, I started back at work this week, and just 3 hours in the morning, sitting here at the front desk doing admin, and I had my feet on the ground. And I think that was the problem, because my leg has been elevated nearly all the time since the operation, and sitting with my feet down on the ground I think is the problem. Now, I've done some research because I thought, oh my god, I've been overdoing it, and apparently the circulation is sluggish in your leg post-op for about 3 months, and that is what causes the swelling. It also makes my leg a bit blotchy and discoloured as well, so I've got to do foot pumps, flex my foot backwards and forwards like this here to get the circulation going. I thought, oh god, better stop swimming, better stop doing this, but actually exercise and walking around, things like that helps the circulation. But I've had to find something to elevate my leg on. Now, because I'm quite tall, the actual desk was quite quite a perfect height, but if you're sitting at a reception desk with your foot on it, that's not really ideal. So here's what I have done instead. I pinched a stool out of one of the massage rooms and we did this, which has done a perfect job. So I'm hoping that that means that I can carry on with my couple of hours, but it also means that my idea of rehabbing this knee and the knee's idea of rehabbing this knee are on two entirely different speeds, which is a bit of a bummer. So maybe my return to work hours may not be increasing quite as fast as I thought. Anyway, what else have I done this week? I managed to get a bike pedal to go all the way around. Now I got on one of our spin bikes. I'll show you. Instructor's bike right the way over there. And when I first got on it, I had to jack it up 5 higher than normal to be able to get my leg to go around, and it was way too high. It was hitting my bum. But I did it for a couple of minutes, then I panicked that I didn't want to overdo it. And when I went to see the physiotherapist, she said, oh, you should have carried on going for about 20 minutes. It takes ages to loosen it up. It's like, oh, okay. So the next day I came in and tried again. And I got it going, and she was right. I got it going round for after a couple of minutes, so I kept on going. And then I thought, I wonder, because it's still miles too high. And so I got off and notched it down one, and I got back on, carried on, and then notched it back down one, carried on, and I managed to get the bike seat back down to 1 notch higher than the height I usually ride it at when I'm taking spin classes. And it was still going round okay. So that made me feel quite joyful as well. So quite a lot of stuff has been happening this week. And the last thing I did at the weekend, we went off-road tramping. And the path is along a ridge, starts at the top of a hill and goes along a ridge. Now I really couldn't remember how undulating it was, and my memory was it was quite flat. Now it does go up and down a bit, but when you've got a dodgy leg, up and down a bit is quite a bit more than normal up and down. So I took my walking poles and developed a new technique for using them so that I could get down the slopes, plus human crutch, aka Mark. And we set off on this path, and the sign of the DOC sign said it would take me 30 minutes there and back. So it's 15 minutes to the viewing point, 15 minutes back. Did I do it? Well, let's see. So 30 minutes return, that means 15 minutes to the lookout. Can I do it? Let's find out. 15 minutes exactly, woohoo! And it's not very scenic because we're up in the middle of the cloud right now. There's normally a beach somewhere behind me there. 20 minutes coming back. I knew it was going to be slower because it was all uphill going there. So it's all downhill coming back, and downhill still really sore. So I needed a human crutch on some of the steep slopes, but still, it's a start. So almost, I'm feeling pretty chuffed. And this is what walking is looking like right now. Now, this is really weird because I wanted to see this because it feels perfectly normal to me, but there's still a slight hint of a limp on one side, which is not how it feels at all. Stop.
No, stop it before it's done.
Oh, so all in all, not too bad a week, and I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. However, the fact that I'm not allowed to stand up for very long before my leg tells me off and swells up like a balloon, this part isn't really sitting too well with me. I'm going to have to do some mental adjustments with that because I had different plans.